Delivery giant FedEx wants to once again install anti-missile systems on its airplanes. Earlier in the early 2000s, FedEx operated 10 cargo planes in U.S. airspace that had laser anti-missile systems. But why were these laser systems first installed and then removed? And why does a transport company even need military-grade equipment on its cargo planes? Welcome once again to Discover TV's videos, viewers. In 2003, an incident occurred that drew international media attention. A DHL cargo plane had just taken off from Baghdad, the capital of Iraq, when a missile from the ground hit the plane's left wing. The missile damaged the wing, but luckily it did not detach from the body, and the pilot immediately landed the plane back, saving himself and to crew members. The weapon used in this type of attack is commonly called MANPADS. These portable weapons are neither very expensive nor require much training to operate. Weighing just 17 kilograms and around 1.5 meters long, they can easily be carried on the shoulder. This weapon can easily target aircraft flying 10 kilometers away and can follow them up to 6 kilometers. That's why MANPADS are the favorite anti-aircraft missile of terrorist groups. The buying and selling of MANPADS in the black market became so common that it turned into a serious issue. Since 1975, more than 60 civilian aircraft have been targeted using this weapon, resulting in more than 1,000 deaths. When terrorists target an aircraft, not only are valuable lives lost, but several other damages are also associated, the biggest being economic downfall. According to a survey, when a civilian aircraft is attacked, the direct loss can be up to $1 billion, but the indirect damage to a country's economy is far greater than we can imagine. Whenever such an incident happens, up to 70% of people are so terrified that they avoid traveling for several months. A living example of this was seen after the 9/11 attacks. In response to this growing threat, in 2003, the U.S. Congress took steps and started trying to protect commercial airplanes from MANPADS. This program was named Counter MANPADS, in which it was decided to use military technology to create anti-missile systems. But since these systems were not to be installed on military planes but on commercial ones, some changes were needed. The U.S. Homeland Security assigned this task to two different companies. One was BAE Systems, and the other was Northrop Grumman. BAE Systems developed a system called JETEYE, while Northrop Grumman's system was named Guardian. These systems were installed beneath the aircraft's fuselage, and while they couldn't destroy incoming missiles, they could confuse them by throwing laser beams to change their direction. Let us tell you that MANPAD missiles have sensors that detect the heat from jet engine exhaust. These missiles travel at speeds to 0.5 times faster than commercial planes, making it easy for them to reach and hit their target. The laser beam from the anti-missile system confuses the missile's sensors and diverts it from its target. BAE installed its system on 3 American Airlines Boeing 767 passenger planes, while Northrop Grumman installed its Guardian pod on 10 FedEx cargo planes. Before installation, both company systems were tested on dummy jet engines. High-altitude mountain areas were wired to suspend dummy planes fitted with jet engines and anti-missile systems that emitted heat equivalent to commercial airlines. Not once or twice, but many times, test missiles were fired to verify that the systems from both companies successfully deflected the missiles. Despite this, in 2008, the systems installed on those planes were removed, and the biggest reason was the cost and export complications. One anti-missile system cost $1 million. Passenger airlines, already struggling to generate profit, found this extra cost unbearable. Additionally, regular maintenance of this system disrupted airline operations. Several times, American Airlines operated those 3 aircraft without activating the anti-missile systems. The third and biggest issue was technology export. Since this was American military technology, there were high chances it could leak when planes went abroad with the system on board. Therefore, airlines were required to bear the cost of export licenses if they installed anti-missile systems. This solution wasn't logical in any way because while this could be enforced on American airlines, airlines from other countries could avoid installing the system and reduce costs, thus offering cheaper tickets and gaining a competitive advantage. In short, this system was nothing short of suicidal for the American airline business. Nearly 10 years after the removal of anti-missile systems from commercial airplanes, in 2019, FedEx once again applied for a laser missile defense system. The only difference in this new system from the previous one was that the technology is being introduced by FedEx itself and all costs are being borne by FedEx. But the question is why? These cargo planes also transport highly sensitive items including electronics, pharmaceuticals, and sometimes even military equipment. Protecting this cargo from missile attacks is extremely necessary to avoid financial and national losses. Apart from that, The cargo shipped in FedEx or DHL planes may already be insured, but some items are more important than their insurance value. If there's ever an attack on these cargo planes, the biggest loss will neither be to the cargo owner nor to the insurance companies, but to cargo companies like FedEx. Because next time, people will think 10 times before booking their goods. And finally, it's very important to understand that in countries like Congo, Yemen, Somalia, Syria, Nigeria, and Iraq, although passenger planes rarely go, cargo planes do. Please like and share. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.